I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
If we present you with the medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Just wanted to get a look. Come on now. Just wanted to have a little bit of a conversation with you. And Joker, see what you had to say after the mission. Kaidan, I am here to speak with you. Kaidan?
Commander, do you have a minute?
I always make time for my officers.
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council?
No.
Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
I
The
feel
council
you.
doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but
I hear you.
No,
It
ignorance
seems
is
that a group
bliss.
that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. It's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
well, you're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, you know, for justice. Maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp.
No.
Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were
Certainly stuck with you.
encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element zero in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
I heard all about that. How companies would arrange accidents to expose people to element zero.
There was never any proof of that. It's not what happened in my case, anyway. My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. Bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields.
It's faster than light
It was a
travel.
sterile research platform when I was there.
That's what FTL means.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey, her family was very rich, but she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. Like you, I guess.
Thank you, Kaidan. Thank you
Sounds
very
like
much.
she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same, but things never felt together. Training, you know.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold.
Huh.
I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
So you're not accusing them, but it wouldn't
Jump Zero's
surprise
a
you,
long
I
way
feel
from
you.
home. What was it like?
The Grand Gateway to Humanity looks a lot better in the vids. Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
I wanted to get to know you a little better, that's all. Thanks for the talk, Caden.
Yeah.
You're welcome, ma'am. You, make a habit of getting this personal with everyone?
No, I don't. We'll talk again later.
I'll need some time to process that, Commander.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I bet you would, Gaten. I bet you would. We're gonna go ahead and get and talk to him about the
Anything you
mission
need,
as well.
Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. Tassoni.
Yeah.
She seems nice enough. I mean, if you like the bookish sort.
Any intentions there, Lieutenant?
None, Commander. I prefer adventurous women.
You chose your words very
We'll talk
carefully there,
later,
Caden.
I'd like that.
Very nice. I'll see you guys when I go into this room that I'm heading towards to speak with Liara. Hey there, Liara.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
so am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
I believe you.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Sure.
Do you know
Let's
why
talk about her
Benezia joined
mother
up with
and
Saren?
Asari culture
I
and
don't
her.
understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental
In
in
this
forming
cycle.
the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My
Mm-hmm.
people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union.
But
The
it
true
can be.
connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
That's very
What
intimate.
happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even
That is
after they're
fair.
gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
Benezia never told you her partner's name?
Union with our own kind is no longer common. not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit
Sounds like
racial traits
eugenics.
from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
How could anyone abandon their own child?
I cannot answer that. This is all speculation on my part.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible she wanted to be part of my life, but something happened to her before she had the chance. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
Very nice,
I
Liara.
should
Thank
go.
you for the conversation.
Goodbye, Commander.
I'll learn about you more personally just a little bit later, probably the next time we're all on the ship together. See you guys in a bit, and I'll see you later, Liara. Garrus! What's up, you party animal? How you doing?
How are you?
Why did you want to be a C-Sec officer in the first place?
Awfully blunt, Shepard.
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was C-Sec, one of the best.
Very
I grew
nice.
up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
That's tough. But you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
Yeah,
My father's
I
a
would be.
C-Sec man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says.
Hmm.
Thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger for the same
A
reasons.
Spectre, Garrus.
You were asked to be a Spectre.
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian.
Goodness.
I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability.
I want you guys to think about
Unlike
that
you, Commander.
for a second, though. They had thousands of possible Turian recruits, but humanity only first got, just only got their first one, and it was me. And it's because they couldn't do anything else about it. They needed somebody to go after Saren.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can.
Yes.
But Saren's not going to play by our rules, C-Sec's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
We aren't
Just
restricted by
because you
policies and
can break the rules
procedures.
doesn't mean you should.
Exactly.
I don't have to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
Exactly.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it.
Please do,
Thanks.
Garrus. No problem, Garrus. Think about that for a second, though. It's messed up.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
Certainly hope
It
so.
won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good.
He's rotten to the core. Love
I
that
could
line.
tell as soon as I met him.
Why
What
didn't
now?
you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
I'll decide what's important. Now tell me how you know Saren.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems.
Uh-huh.
They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter.
Mm-hmm.
Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship.
Well, that's creepy.
A couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them.
What on
Never
earth was he
spoke
doing
to
then?
anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him. So I got the hell out. Couldn't even wait to get
I would have
paid.
too. That's creepy, bro.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
It's very
I
creepy.
don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's
So
why
he
I didn't
had-
mention it sooner.
So he
ship
hired
was it?
a bunch of mercs,
There was a Volus trading
watched them raid it, and
lots
then
of guards, but they were no
nothing
match for
else?
us.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week.
what on earth was his end game there? I do not understand what his
So
plan
long,
was.
Rex.
Shepard.
Huh. Thank you for the story, Rex. What's up, Ash?
Commander,
What's your opinion of the last mission?
not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I mean, that
I think
happens
she's
with
being
people
straight with
sometimes,
us.
though.
Or at least I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
I think Ashley gets the best
A few
lighting
minutes to talk.
when
One-on-one.
it comes to talking.
Sure, I was hoping to get a minute of your time off the record.
Sure. What's
I
up?
keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all
Huh.
due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies.
It's a human
At
thing.
least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give
Yeah.
them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
Hmm.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I get what
I'm
she.
not
I get
sure
what
I'd call
she's
the
saying.
Council races allies.
Okay, hold on.
We, humanity, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
How do you get from relying on ourselves to mistreating our allies?
I don't mean we should mistreat them, Commander. I just think we should be prepared to go it without them.
So what was that line about not
As
treating
noble
them
as
as?
the council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
I don't see that as inevitable.
Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really.
See,
Members
the
of
fact
their
that you had to
species will
clarify,
always be
though.
more important to them than humans are.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather,
I'd be more
great-grandmother,
upset about
they
this if
all
she
picked up
was
the
not
rifle and swore the oath of service.
Objectively
I guess
right.
we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
Like not necessarily in the rhetoric, but like when stuff hits the fan, she like everything she's
Doesn't
saying
sound
right now
like you've
starts to
worked
come
with
true.
aliens
So
before.
No, ma'am.
can't
Mainly
really
I've
be
been
too mad at
groundside,
her.
part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation at a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical
Like I
scores are
mentioned,
exemplary.
and I can't remember what
You should
series
serve
it
with the
was, but
fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
it's not about what you say; it's about how you say it. If Ashley had worded this whole like spiel in a different way, like in a way that wouldn't be in service of her character,
I come from a military family too.
Um,
My parents were both Navy. Anybody in
you
your
know, I
family you
don't.
might know?
It would have been
Couldn't say,
better
Commander.
received.
We probably have a lot in common. You join up to carry on the tradition?
I
Yeah,
don't think
she
they meant
did.
to start a family tradition, but after 16 years on ships and stations, how could I spend my life on the ground?
You're lucky. I spent most of my career as groundside garrison.
All right, I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is
Exactly.
a multilateral mission. You're gonna have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
I don't think kissing Turians will be necessary.
Unless you want
You
to.
never know, Commander.
Unless you want to.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
But yeah, like I was saying, it's not about what you say; it's about how you say it. If she didn't say stuff like "it's not racism," not really, then it wouldn't be it wouldn't be as misconstrued as it is, you know. Because like I said, once stuff starts hitting the fan, everything she just said just now is 100% going to come true.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
What's up, Taylor? What's
Okay.
wrong?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth it feels like we're not even moving, and the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard.
I feel you, Taylor.
But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds.
You sound homesick.
Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have till it's gone.
No.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them. But maybe they just wanted a different life.
That's entirely
You do plan
possible.
to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually. But we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
Very
I
nice.
should go.
See you later.
All right, Taylor, thank you for the conversation. And you guys at home, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mass Effect. I don't really have too much to say other than, again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mass Effect. I do not know where this series would be without you, the few of you who tune in to watch. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you enjoyed. Ciao.